The reality of human attraction is built on patterns that most men are completely blind to. They listen to what women say they want, but they ignore what women actually respond to. This gap between words and reality is where most men lose the game before it even starts. If you're tired of being the nice guy who finishes last, if you're tired of being the shoulder to cry on while she goes home with the guy who treats her like an option, then you need to stop playing by the rules society taught you. Women won't admit these things because they don't want to be judged, but their biology doesn't lie. We are going to strip away the political correctness and look at the raw, primal, and sometimes dirty truths of female desire. The first thing she secretly craves is for you to take control confidently, not forcefully. Even the most successful, independent woman who runs a boardroom all day long eventually gets tired of making decisions. She deals with decision fatigue from the moment she wakes up: what to wear, how to handle a difficult client, how to manage her finances. When she's with a man, she wants to turn that part of her brain off. She may say she wants equality, and in a social sense, she does. But emotionally and primally, she is drawn to masculine dominance. When you ask her, "Where do you want to eat?" or "What should we do tonight?" you aren't being polite, you're being a burden. You are adding to her mental load. A man who says, "Be ready at 7, I'm taking you to this new spot you'll love," isn't being a jerk. He's providing a psychological sanctuary. He is creating a space where she can relax into her feminine energy because she trusts his masculine direction. It's about security. She wants to feel your certainty. If you can't even decide on a dinner menu, how is she supposed to trust you to lead a family or handle a crisis? Stop asking for permission to lead, and let her choose to follow. This is the difference between a man she respects and a man she just likes. She wants you to tease her playfully, bordering on the edge of mean. Most men are either too worshipful or too cold. The nice guy puts her on a pedestal, which is the fastest way to make her lose interest because you can't be attracted to something you're looking down on. Women secretly crave the middle ground, a man who can play with her mind just enough to keep her hooked. Teasing is a high-level form of social intelligence. It says, "I see your beauty, I see your power, but I am not intimidated by it." When you poke fun at her quirks or give her a hard time about her basic coffee order, you create emotional tension. That tension is addictive. It's the reason she stays up at night, replaying the conversation in her head. You're showing her that you aren't another fan in her comment section. You're a challenge. If you find this insight valuable and want to master the psychological triggers that drive attraction, make sure you're subscribed and the notification bell is on. We're going deep into the stuff they don't want you to know. Real teasing is a gift of attention wrapped in a challenge. It demonstrates that you have a personality that can't be bought or controlled. If you're too afraid to offend her, you're too weak to excite her. She wants the opportunity to chase you, even if she claims she wants a man who is pursuing her. There is a psychological law that humans value what they earn more than what they are handed for free. When a man is too available, texting back in seconds, clearing his schedule the moment she calls, constantly checking in, he kills the mystery. He removes the thrill of the hunt. Women are wired to pursue what retreats. If you're a stationary target, you aren't a prize. You're a participation trophy. She wants a man who has a life, a mission, and a purpose that is more important than her. When she has to wonder where you are or what you're doing, her brain starts producing dopamine. She starts investing emotionally because she's trying to secure your attention. This isn't about playing games. It's about having a high-value life. If your world revolves around her, you are small. If she has to fit into your world, you are a king. The less she feels she has you, the more she will work to keep you. Scarcity creates value. If you're always there, you're just furniture. If you're a ghost she's trying to catch, you're a legend. She wants you to have a dark side, just enough to feel dangerous. Women are drawn to contrast. They want the gentleman who can open the door for them, but could also throw a punch if someone insulted her. They want a protector who can also be feared by others. In Jungian psychology, this is called integrating the shadow. A man who is only good isn't actually good, he's just harmless. A man who has the capacity for violence and aggression but chooses restraint is truly virtuous. That edge is what creates sexual chemistry. It's the vibe that you aren't someone to be messed with. It signals high testosterone and strong survival genes. She wants to see you handle conflict with other men without backing down. She wants to see you set firm boundaries when someone disrespects you. When you reveal glimpses of that intensity, the way your voice drops when you're serious, the way you look at a threat, she feels a primal sense of safety. She wants to know that if the world turned dark, you'd be the most dangerous thing in the room. Being a nice guy is a strategy for people who don't have the power to be anything else. Be a monster, then learn to control it. That's what women actually find hot. She wants you to ignore her just a little bit. It sounds twisted, but constant attention is the quickest way to become background noise. If you're always showering her with compliments and likes, your words lose their weight. But when you pull back, when you don't text first, when you seem genuinely busy living your own life, her ego takes a hit. She starts asking, why hasn't he reached out? Did I do something wrong? This triggers a chase response in her brain. It makes your eventual attention 10 times more valuable. Think of it like a drug. If the supply is unlimited, the price drops. If the supply is limited, people will pay anything for it. Your attention is your currency. Don't spend it all in one place. Show her that you are content without her, and she will spend her whole life trying to make sure you never have to be. She wants you to tell her no. Most men think that saying yes to everything, the shopping trips, the boring movies, the change in plans, will make her happy. In reality, it makes her lose respect for you. A woman secretly respects a man who has his own set of non-negotiables. When you tell her, no, I'm not doing that, or no, that doesn't work for me, you are showing her that you have a backbone. You're showing her that you aren't a simp who is controlled by her approval. It is one of the most powerful aphrodisiacs because it proves you are emotionally independent. A man who can walk away is a man who can't be manipulated. She might test you. She might push your boundaries just to see if you'll hold them. She might create drama to see if you'll cave under pressure. If you hold firm, her attraction for you will skyrocket. She wants to know that you are stronger than her moods. If she can break you, she can't feel safe with you. Finally, she secretly wants to feel owned emotionally. This has nothing to do with physical possession and everything to do with emotional claiming. She wants a man who makes her feel like she is his. In an age where everyone is terrified of commitment and everything is casual, a man who steps up and claims her heart with absolute certainty is a rare breed. She wants to surrender to someone who is worthy of her trust. When you lead with certainty, protect her energy, and make her feel like she's yours, you're giving her the emotional intensity she craves but is afraid to admit. This is where attraction transforms into deep, unshakable devotion. She wants to feel like you've looked into her soul, seen all the mess and the darkness, and said, "You're mine anyway." Understand these principles, and you stop being a choice and start being a necessity. Stop looking for her validation, and start providing the structure she secretly wants to lean on. The world will tell you to be soft, but she is waiting for you to be strong. Don't let her down. Apply these truths with integrity, build a life worth living, and watch as the dynamic of your relationships changes forever. The man who understands the hidden side of desire is the only one who truly gets to experience it.